Hey, I'm Quack, and this is... In the last episode, I finished off a 30-hour grind by getting 75 crafting, which let us turn the 2 crystal keys we got from Fire Giants into 2 Amulets of Glory. We then did a bit of pest control, giving us the full Void range set, and crossed off some skilling goals from our Fight Caves checklist. After unlocking Slayer rings, we headed into the wilderness to fight the crazy archaeologist in hopes of scoring a 1 in 25 rune crossbow drop. On kill number 59, we received our coveted crossbow and we're now one step closer to our first ever Fight Caves attempt. So, now that I finally have my rune crossbow, I can make and use the broad bolts that I unlocked in the last episode. That means that there's only a few items left of my Fight Caves checklist, being the damaged book and the snakeskin boots. I'll also need to finish getting 38 herb lore, but most of that will be from quest rewards and XP lamps. There's Alfred Grimhand's bar crawl completed. There's Horror from the Deep completed. Nice and easy quest. And that of course unlocks the damaged book, which was one of the 3 remaining items on our Fight Caves checklist. There's the Shades of Morton quest completed, as well as 25 herb lore. There's Jungle Potion completed. And there's Big Chompy Bird Hunting completed, which gets us 39 cooking. There is Zogre Flesh Eaters completed, which should give us a couple herb lore levels. Yep, there we go, 28 herb lore. Nice. There's Death Plateau completed. The Troll Stronghold has been completed. Making history completed. So, some of these quests I've been doing are just so I could come to the Varrock Museum and claim these antique lamps, which of course I'm just going to put on herb lore, and if my math is right, this should get us up to 30 herb lore. Perfect. Quick little level, 31 herb lore. We can now do the Edgar's Ruse quest. So I used all the seeds that we got by killing ogres in the last episode to plant some strawberries and Raynar weeds, and we do need 1 Raynar for Edgar's Ruse, so I'll go ahead and pick that real quick. This will be the first Raynar we are farming on this account. I mean, obviously we are going to need to farm quite a few more in order to make all of the prayer potions we need for the Fight Caves, but I have all of those Raynar and strawberry plots growing currently. For anyone wondering how I would go about doing this troll maze with only red clicks, the first step is you click the Goutweed crate. And that's about it. Easy. And with that, Edgar's Ruse is completed and we get an absolutely massive chunk of herb lore XP that bumps us up all the way to 36. Meaning we are only 2 levels away from our goal of 38. Big level coming in, 70 ranged. I'm just over here killing some Chaos Druids to get some herbs to finish off the last little bit of herb lore XP. I actually changed my mind and decided to come finish some of the achievement diaries. So there's the Varrock Easy Diary completed. There we go, we get the Varrock Armor 1, which isn't super useful for us, but what is useful is this antique lamp, which we are, of course, putting on herb lore. Yep, 2500 XP, and that gives us 37 herb lore. Just 1 level to go. There's a little surprise fishing level there, 36 fishing, but more importantly, the Easy, Lumbridge, and Draenor diaries have been completed, so we can go get another XP lamp reward from Hades Kazianas over here. And there we go, 38 herb lore. We can now make prayer potions. That'll be super, super nice. And more importantly, that is the last skilling requirement on our Fight Caves checklist. So all we have left is to make the snakeskin boots, and then we're ready to start gearing for the Fight Caves. Just doing a bit of agility pyramid to replenish our cash stack. It was getting a little bit low, and we're going to need to buy some unfinished broad bolts for this next part. So I figure as long as I'm making these broad bolts, I might as well make all of the ones I'm going to need for the Fight Caves. I'm estimating I'm going to be using about 600 to 700 per attempt if I make it all the way to Jad, but I really don't know how many attempts this is going to take me. So I'm just going to make 1500 and go from there. There we go, 1500 broad bolts. Actually puts us up to around 1700 broad bolts because we had made some earlier. That should be plenty. So in order to make the snakeskin boots, I'm going to need snakeskin, which I make from snake hide, which is only dropped by 3 different snakes in the game. Zulrah drops snake skin, but I'm not anywhere near Zulrah yet. And the 3 snakes are the hoop snakes on Fossil Island, the snakes on Mosla Harmless, and these bush snakes, which are the only ones I currently have access to. They're on Karamja. They're part of the Taibo village cleanup minigame, and they just pop out randomly when you're doing the mini game. So all I'm doing is I'm just hopping worlds and seeing if there are any of these bush snakes that have spawned for other people, and I'm just killing them, collecting the hides, and should have enough for snakeskin boots shortly. And then we turn our snake hides into snake skins. Let's go get a needle and thread and make our boots. And there they are, the snake skin boots. That is the last item on our Fight Caves checklist, which means that we have all the skills, we have all the gear that we need, and the last thing to do is to prep for our first Fight Caves attempt. I'm sure there's a more efficient way to do this, but currently I'm just unnoting the Raynar weeds that I just picked and noted at the Leprechaun, turning them into unfinished Raynar potions, and then I will go to Remington and pick up some Snape grass and turn them into the final prayer potions. Shoot, only 1 inventory space. I did not plan this very well. I guess I'll drop these. This is gonna take a long fucking time. Alright, thank God these ones are done. Shit. No, fuck it, those are staying on the ground. Okay, so I'll unnote these, drop those, unnote the basket, fill, unnote the strawberries again, drop the basket that I filled, fucking Jesus Christ, fill, and drop, unnote, shit, okay, so drop that and then fill, or unnote, fill, basket, fill the basket, and drop, okay, where's the fucking strap? Wait, no, that's not it. Wait, okay, yeah, I'll note this, I'll drop the filled basket, and I'll use the noted basket to get a new one, and I'll fill it, drop it, okay, now I need something, and then unnote the strawberries, fill the basket, drop the water runes, unnote the basket. Well, that probably could have gone better. I just finished making the baskets of strawberries and grabbed some karambwans from the pub in Brimhaven, and I put everything else, like my dragon scimitar that I'm not going to need, into the looting bag. I also decided to make a toy doll and grab an easy clue from Ham members, since I don't know if there's anything I will be able to red click besides the exit caves and the monsters, so I figured these might help me with navigating around the arena. Here's one last look at our final gear and inventory, and with that, I think it's time for our first ever Fight Caves attempt on No Yellow X. Okay, here we go. Yep, so these are all examine options. Okay, so this is why I brought the toy doll and the clue scroll, because I'm gonna need something to red click on so I can save spot some things. Alright, so we have the cave entrance at least, so I could probably come over here and set up the toy doll and clue scroll somewhere near Italy Rock. Alright. Perfect. That's a pretty good location, actually. Okay, and I'll go ahead and drop the clue scroll here, and then that'll give me a nice anchor point where I can red click to return to this spot. Oh, whoops. Took some damage there. I think I turned my prayer on a tick too late. Alright, wave 15, which means we have our first level 180 melee guy. Let's go ahead and actually drop these right here. And I'm just going to pull him up here to the north. Once he's down here, we'll click back. There we go. Alright, and now he is trapped on the north side of Italy Rock, and we could just go ahead and save spot him from here. This will save us quite a bit of prayer potions and food throughout the fight, so we are going to be doing this quite a bit. No, shoot. I forgot to put down something to save my spot. Crap, I guess I'll just prairie flick this one. Oh, think I messed up my timing there. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a second clue scroll so I could just put one on Italy Rock and never have to worry about picking it up. Oh, there we go. Cool. All right. Back at the safe spot. I guess it wasn't too consequential. I'll just have to make sure I'm better at making sure that I have like a broad bolt or something to click on to get back there. Alright, and almost done with wave 30, which means we will have our first mage spawn right here. There we go. I'm going to have to be careful about prey flicking these guys, because that mage max hit is pretty high. I mean, I'm pretty good on supplies currently, but I know I'm going to have to try and prey flick at some point. Yeah, just that mage can hit really, really high. And then, I guess, additionally, these guys have a melee attack, so I need to make sure I'm staying out their melee distance as well, because that can really do a lot of damage too. Oh, whoops. Shoot. Yeah, just taking a 46 because I messed up my timing. I honestly might have to go back to using the metronome plugin. So I don't know if it's world lag or it's probably just my timing or I'm getting distracted or what, but I just... That's a pretty big mistake, and that'll cost me. But I also don't have enough prayer potions to make it to Jad without prayer flicking, so I'll have to figure something out. Damn it. And that is going to cost me if I keep missing those prayer flicks. Damn. I think I want to try moving this clue scroll down further to the corner. Okay, that's pretty good. Nice. Okay, let's wait, no, we want to take that. That is not the way I wanted that to go. Okay, well, that was a bit of a failed experiment, but at least we have the new location for the clue scroll, so that's good. So I'm on wave 43, but I'm still not super confident about my prayer flicking. So I'm going to try and log out at the end of this wave and switch worlds to see if maybe that helps if I hop to a world with lower ping. All right, well, hopefully this works. It puts me back in the middle. Well, so I am going to have to reset the clue scroll over there, which is unfortunate because I had a really good spot, but let's go ahead and do that. All right, it's not a bad spot. All right, wave 46. This will be our first one with the major and the meleeer. Let's see if I can actually trap him. Nope. Sweet. Okay. All right, in wave 50. Could be doing better on supplies, but, could also be doing worse, so. Whoa, what? Yo! Why did I run in melee range? Hey, Future Quack here. I was watching this when I was editing, and I really don't know what happened. I mean, I clicked the major, and then I clicked to drink my last dose of prayer potion, but then I run into melee distance, but I'm using a ranged weapon. So I think maybe because I drank the last dose of my prayer potion, the Barbarian Vial Smasher effect happened, and that for some reason made me run into melee distance. I'm not entirely sure, but if anyone who's better at the game than me knows, I'd love to hear your thoughts on why this happened in the comments. So thank you. I'm gonna have to watch that back. I have no idea why that happened. Alright, so I'm on wave 53, and I keep taking unnecessary damage from missing prayer flicks. I've been trying to use the visual indicator instead of the metronome, but it's still, I can't get the timing super consistent. I think I might try the metronome and see if that does better. When I was practicing on the Slayer tasks before this, seemed to be the one that worked best for me. I'm just using so many supplies. So yeah, I'm gonna try that. Oh. Yo. What the fuck? This dude. I'm actually taking a shitload of damage from that ranger. Are you kidding me? The fuck was that? Shit. Well, I just took like 70 damage and one wave from a fucking ranger. So that used up the rest of my food, and I still have 6 waves left to go. Alright, I can't exactly afford to tank the ranger anymore, so I think I just need to pull the major over. Did that work? Yes. Okay, cool. I'm actually kind of proud of how clean that was. Oh hey, we just got a hit points level. We are now level 69. I mean, come on, that has to be a sign, right? This runs the run, yeah? Alright, so nearly done with wave 61, which means next wave is the last one before Jad. And it's kind of an important wave because I forgot to check which rotation I was on. So wherever the orange major spawns right now is where Jad will spawn. Oh, freaking perfect. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted, because when Jad spawns, I could just trap him just like this, the way I have these two guys trapped. So it's actually really lucky. Down to 2.5 prayer potions, no food. Fortunately, the prayer flicking does seem to be working a lot better now with the metronome. I also just noticed that I have been in here for 3 hours and 7 minutes, so I really don't want to fuck this up now. There it is. Holy crap. Man, my hands are like so shaky right now. I'm super nervous. All right, here goes. All right, they're the healers. That's 1. That's 2. 3. Last one. 1. Okay. Wait. Which one did I miss? Shit. Fuck. What just happened? Everything seemed to be going smoothly up until Jad dropped below 50% hit points, which causes the 4 healers to spawn. Usually this isn't a big deal, since all you have to do is either kill them or attack them to make them focus on me instead of healing Jad. Once you aggro or kill all 4 healers, you're basically home free and can finish the Jad kill. So what did I do wrong? Well, after rewatching the clip, I realized my mistake happens right here. Did you catch it? If you look closely, you can see I was hovering over the attack option for the second healer, and as I looked up to check Jad's attack animation, my mouse moved up slightly and I clicked on attack Jad instead. So that was my first mistake, thinking I clicked to attack the healer behind Jad, whereas I'm actually attacking Jad right now. So I watched for my attack animation, confident that I've successfully aggroed the second healer, and click to attack healer number 3. So right now I'm looking to make sure I click the correct healer, so I completely missed the hit splat on Jad. This was my second mistake, since if I had noticed this hit splat on Jad and not the healer, I would have known what was wrong and could have likely fixed it. After this, I aggroed the 3rd and 4th healers, completely unaware that I'd messed up, and I start to run toward the cave entrance to pull the healers away. However, Jad still has the glowing light above his head, which means he's still being healed, which means that I missed 1 or more healers. So I start immediately trying to track down which of the healers I missed, and while I'm distracted, I completely miss a prayer swap and Jad KOs me with a 55. So, after 3 hours and 15 minutes of tedious red-click only fight caves, I end up dying on the final wave. To healers. Well, let's try again. I decided to restock my baskets of strawberries first, while I had ample inventory space to do so. I didn't have any strawberry plants remaining, so I stole what I needed from the Hosidia's fruit stalls. I then grabbed an easy and a beginner clue from the goblins and Lumbridge and headed off to make my potions and food. Fortunately, I was able to harvest enough Raynars from my remaining herb patches, so I didn't need to plant anything new. Making the potions went way smoother this time around, as did filling the strawberry baskets. Okay, so we're all geared up and ready for attempt number 2. I kept basically the same setup but made some minor adjustments. I swapped the Ring of Recoil out for the Explorer's Ring to gain an extra +1 prayer bonus. I also decided to bring 1 extra prayer potion and 2 extra baskets of strawberries instead of the 4 karambwans I brought in my first run. Also, for this run, I'll be selecting my wave rotation. For context, the Fight Caves has 15 possible rotations that control where each of the monsters spawn for each wave. This changes every minute, so by entering the Fight Caves at a certain time, you can quote-unquote choose which rotation you get. I'll be going with rotation 2 because I think the spawn locations for rotation 2 work well for my setup. Coincidentally, this is the same rotation I accidentally chose for my first attempt. And with that, let's jump back into Fight Caves attempt number 2. Okay. Yeah, this is a really good clue scroll location. I'm having this bottom corner that'll let me pull some monsters over into this little alcove. Another change I made from the first run is I actually brought 2 clue scrolls. So I can just keep this one here indefinitely, and then I'll put the second one on Italy Rock. And then I'm thinking that I'll just fill up my inventory with strawberries as I use food to heal. That way I don't accidentally pick up the clue scrolls and lose the spot. Alright, and there's clue scroll spot number 2. Alright, nearly done with wave 30, so we're going to get our first major spawn here. I feel like I'm doing pretty well compared to the first run. I think the first run at this point I had 2 full prayer potions. I don't remember how much food I'd eaten, but I've only had 3 sips of prayer potion and eaten 2 foods so far, and I'm 40 minutes in. Oh, I think I was a bit late turning my prayer on there. It's actually the first prayer flick I've missed this run, so still doing pretty well. I think most of the damage I've taken so far has been from the melee blobs. The metronome's been helping immensely so far. Whoops, I think I messed that up. Yep. Oh, okay, well, only 13. Could have been worse, but that's my second missed prayer flick. That was super clean. All right, wave 62, last one before Jad. Just have these 2 majors, and then we're on to the last wave. right. Here we are again. We're not going to mess it up this time. It's been a really clean run, actually. We have a ton of supplies left. Way better than our first JAD attempt. I think we had like 2 potions left and no food. So we're doing way better already. I just need to make sure I don't screw up the healers. All right, let's do this. All right, they're the healers. Okay, healer 1 confirmed. The second one confirmed. It's number 3. That's 4. Let's make sure he's not healing. Nope, not healing. Let's wait for one more. Okay, range. Okay, I think I got him. He's not glowing anymore, so I don't think he's healing. I just need to kill these 2. And then I'll go back to finish the kill. Alright, so the first 2 healers are dead. Okay. Let's finish this. Okay, I'm gonna have to kill one more healer. Alright, he's dead. He's dead. And the last guy's trapped behind Jad, so now I just need to finish the kill, and we're home free. There it is. There it is. Let's go. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my god. God, I'm fucking shaking right now. Oh my god. There it is. We got the Frog Prince here, just popping up to say congrats. Oh, there it is. 2 hours, 59 minutes, 48 seconds. We have our fire cape on No Yellow X. Oh god, that feels so good. And I think the next obvious step is to build a cape rack in our POH so we can store this thing. All right, Cape Wreck is built. Can now store our no yellow X fire cape. It is without a doubt the longest and most challenging fight caves attempt I've ever done. Here's a look at the stats. Man, that feels good to finally have. Yes, the only question I have now is, what do I do next?